Hey guys, a good friend of mine just started a new podcast called The First Customer Club, and he invited me to be one of the first guests on the show. And on that episode, I talk about my journey of how I built my Instagram page, Entrepreneurship Facts, from zero to over 1 million followers. And here's a short section where I talk about how I gained my first couple thousand of followers. I hope you enjoyed it.
Learn, do you remember some of your actual tactics that you matched
Okay.
with that mindset in order to go from 0 to 10,000? What were the things that worked that you saw that actual growth happen? Because
Okay.
people get
Okay.
overwhelmed.
Okay, so yeah, I walk into with that mindset. So I just start create content that I'm interested in, and one of the, like that's it. I just start posting the stuff I'm interested in, and then some of it did really well. Some of it just get no traction at all, and I just learn from there because I keep posting consistently every single day, and then multiple times a day. Pretty much just follow what I've learned from the gurus that was teach like online where they share tips on how to grow on Instagram. So I post a lot consistently, and then from there, I try to figure, okay, if this content did really well, I better do it again. So I focus on what's working, and then the stuff that doesn't seem to work, I just stop posting those things. That pretty much the entire strategy. And like one of the mistakes I found a lot of people when they started, they start posting stuff that they see other people are posting. It works too, but for me, I just stopped posting stuff that I enjoy, which make the journey much more fun for me. I don't have to feel like creating content that I'm not even interested in. So I was just learning stuff that I'm interested in, share it, and then whatever is working, I keep focusing on those things that are working. Yeah.
For sure. Was there a tactic that you tried that worked specifically on getting people to click the follow button? Because when you're growing from nothing, it's not showing up in anybody's news feeds, right?
Yeah.
That's the challenge. So like, I know
Exactly.
there's a lot of different things that you can do to make that happen, but can you remember one that really worked well? Were you searching for, were you engaging on other channels? Were you following people that you thought could be in your target market? Or what do you remember being
Okay.
like a really cool start?
Yeah. So yeah, when you first started, of course, when you have zero followers, doesn't matter what you post. Almost nobody gonna see it except for your three buddies that following your page, right? Or your
Your
mom.
your grandmother that's tech savvy. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So when you first started, almost nobody gonna see your content. So the question would be, how do you get your content out there to more people so that they can see it? So I guess that's exactly why I spent $300 upfront. I think that's really kickstart to get the momentum going by getting it from 0 to 3,000 followers, so that I have a small base that then I can quickly test out my content. Because it doesn't matter when you post, your grandma gonna like your post, like, oh, your post is amazing, like, right?
Yeah.
So those are not really a good validation for your content. So you need actual followers, actual people who follow you because they enjoy your content. So that's what you need. So that's why when first I create a bunch of content, I start posting them, I realized that nobody's seeing my content. That was like, it took me about 2 months of consistently posting and nobody saw my content.
Hmm.
And then as I researched and I learned, okay, I think, okay, I could pay these large accounts who have my target audience to post my content. So then, okay, I pay them. So that's how I started. First, I reached out to Medium account, which has like, it depends. Back then, it was a little bit cheaper, but I paid like $20 to get a guy with like 150,000 followers to share my content. And that's how it started. I test out a piece of content for like $20, and then if it works, then I duplicate the process. If it doesn't work, I change out the content, I change out the caption. So that's how I first got my small following. I said by paying those large accounts to share my content. If people actually like it, if I actually have good content, it's like instant validation on my content. You can think of it like your product. Like you're trying to sell your product, right? Now you're really selling your content, and your customer, they're not paying you money. They're paying you attention, which is I think more valuable than money. So now if they like your content is valuable, they will pay you attention, which means they're going to follow you to see more of it. So that's how I quickly validate my content, by pay other account who already have the reach to display my content to my target audience. If they like it, they follow me. That's how I test it.
Makes sense. And then how were you seeing the process? So once you had your base, you had those initial people, you spent $20 here and there to basically to build a group of people that helps you test and validate, which is amazing. So you don't spend that 2 months again and again where you're trying to figure out what should the image be, what should the caption be, what do people like, not like, all that stuff.
The process, so like, is really speed up your process, because if you don't have that small base at first, it could take you years to really figure out how to create good content, because the feedback take a long time to come to you if you don't have a following, right? So now, like, paying upfront, you get the speed way quicker. So when I get to 3,000 followers, I know what's working. Okay, this kind of content is what working. It get me 3,000 followers. All I have to do is replicating this process over and over again.
If you didn't pay that initial $300, David, to help get your first 10,000, I'm sure it would have taken longer to achieve, but you would have still got there. Any comment?
I believe so. I believe I will still get there, but it will take me at least another 6 months if I didn't do that. At least minimum another 6 months. So for $300 and save me 6 months, I pay it anytime.